Alright, video game warriors, welcome on back to our Soul Reaver 1 Remastered 100% walkthrough. This is episode 9, hopefully doing alright. Let's get cracking. We've got ourselves a sun glyph to grab. So we're just in front of the silenced cathedral, the entrance to the cathedral. And then we're going to drop into the water down by the side of here, whip into the spectral realm, push on through. And then we're going to pop back into the physical straight away. I just wanted to mention that you could press LB as well if you haven't checked that out just yet. I don't really tend to use it a lot myself, but you can press LB if you want to, which kind of like brings up a bit of a map. And in the bottom corner it's got collectibles, tells you health power-ups and eldritch energy power-ups found, stuff like that. So feel free to use that if you want to keep track of the collectibles and stuff that you may or may not have found yet. So this one we're going to do the sun glyph, and we've got the sun warp gate to grab as well. So we're just going to keep on smashing through here. We get a little bit of a cutscene here. Just going to go ahead and skip that bad boy. Just basically tells you to go up. But what we're going to do first of all is just kind of go to the side in here, and we are going to grab ourselves the sun glyph warp gate. I'm going to skip through that. Once again, don't really tend to use this warp gate too much because we're going to get what we need whilst we are here, but we might as well grab it because we've got to get an achievement, which is all of the warp gates activated. So let's crack on. And we're going to go up from here. This is quite a good area to grab some achievements if you haven't got them already, such as the force glyph. So what you can do is, there's a couple of enemies knocking about, so we can push them into the water. Basically there's an achievement for defeating enemies using the force glyph, and there's an achievement for throwing enemies into the water as well. So you can use that here. The force glyph, for example, you could just pop that, press select to bring up the menu, press force glyph. It should pop him into the water, which will defeat him. So that counts as defeating one enemy using the force glyph. So we are gonna forget which way it is. I think it's here and then up. The sun glyph is a bit of a beast. It's got quite a lot of things that we need to do here. Just trying to remember which way it is. I think it's just up above us. There we go. The achievement with the force glyph, I mentioned it in one of the previous episodes, but I'm pretty confident that you don't have to get the two force glyphs at the same time, like the two enemies killed exactly at the same time with the one force glyph use. I think you can do it separately. So feel free to pop those enemies into the water like so. Or once again, like I say, you can throw them in. I think we have already got the throw them in achievement there, so that's all good. I was going to impale him and just grab the soul. We also need to get the 100 souls absorbed, so make sure to be absorbing those souls as well. I think at one point I managed to land an attack on this guy, and I think it took him out in one attack, but I'm not sure if we can still do that. No, never mind. I will take him out, I think, because we still need to grab the 100 souls. So it's probably a good idea to work our way towards that. There we go. These enemies can pack a punch as well. As you can see, they can do some pretty decent damage, so you've got to be careful. And watch out for the ranged. Once again with the range there, just kind of like run towards them and then kind of pull Raziel to the side a little bit just as you get close. Okay. So that's that. We also need to get the fire glyph as well. So we may get the fire glyph in today's episode, depending on how we get on. Just another little cutscene here, just kind of shows you what you need to be doing here. But basically what we need to do is a little bit of a puzzle type thing. Try the force glyph again, see if we can Nice. I don't know why, but that is like ridiculously satisfying to do that force glyph, push them off a cliff into water. So we're going to go into this room here, and we've kind of got like a bit of a mini puzzle type thing to do in here. I think if you want to get your health back as well, I'm pretty confident there's a planar portal here. Yeah, right where we are stood. So if you want to get full health, it might be worth dropping into Spectral if you want to. Just give this guy the old 1-2. Whip the souls back into physical again. So you can do that if you want to get full health, even though this guy's probably gonna. And I mentioned it in the first episode, but I just want to mention it again in case you've maybe missed the first episode or something. But you can press dodge towards, and whilst you're locking on like that, holding RB, you can sort of like dodge different directions. But if you dodge towards, it does like an attack towards the enemy. So I just wanted to like re-mention that again, because sometimes it can be quite useful, because your standard attacks, if you just use standard attacks, sometimes it's quite common that they might not have enough range, and they may miss. So sometimes the lunge forward attack is the one to go for. Just keep that in mind if you get into some spicy battles. Anyway, so that is that. Basically what we need to do is a bit of a mini puzzle kind of thing going off here. And with this block, I find that this block only works in like one particular place. Although it looks like it can go into different places, but I find it only works in one specific slot. So this block here at the top, we're going to knock that down and push this across. Going to use the projectile. So even though this block looks like it could go into pretty much any of these slots around this area, I don't know why, but I feel like it only seems to work in one. I think it's because like it's facing maybe like this side of the block perhaps needs to be facing out or something. But basically what I tend to do here is just whip this crank so the fire comes on those pipes, and then as this starts kind of going round, just go here, just whip that into place like so. And just keep in mind that this section here is kind of like facing outwards, this like design vent type thing here. And then if you look at the fire, make sure to keep your eyes peeled on this fire here, and it needs to stay on. So if that is on, then that's good. So just double check that's on. If it is, then you are good to go. So outside of that, we can just pop back out. Then we're going to glide down into this section here at the bottom. I'm just going to skip this guy. Once again, these enemies can pack a bit of a punch. They are quite brutal. So just watch out for them. Just another little cutscene here. These just basically show you kind of like where to go. But basically we just jump on down. I think we'll leave him. In fact, we need the Scorch achievement, so we need to I think it's set 10 vampires on fire, so we could there we go, perfect timing. Yeah, the Scorch 10 vampires, there we go, achievement unlocked. So make sure to be setting vampires on fire during your adventures. Okay, so into the lighthouse we go. Once again, that just kind of shows us where we should be going and what we should be doing. But basically we want to jump into here, then go Spectral straight away. There we go. That shifts the floor a little bit. I'm just going to whip this soul. There we go. And then just head forward. into the portal. Let's go and through. Okay, so watch out for enemy. I think it's one just kind of hiding around the corner. Potentially a second one. No, just the one. That's fine. So a little bit of a block puzzle popping off in here. Not too crazy this one, but so what we essentially need to do is just whip these into place. And then we need to press a lever to get the water flowing. Just going to check. That's the curved one, I think. Yeah. So if we give this a few flips, there we go. And then we're going to pull this back towards this corner over here. And then a few more of these. Also, video game warriors, if you are enjoying this series and you enjoy these videos and stuff, then feel free to pop the video a like. It does make a massive difference to the video, and it makes a massive difference to the channel, so I massively appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. And if you enjoy like gaming guides, boss guides, that type of stuff, the videos that I produce, then feel free to subscribe to the channel as well. So we're going to flip that, pop this into place. Leave a comment and let me know how you're getting on with Soul Reaver. Let me know if it's your first time playing Soul Reaver, or perhaps you have played the original and now you're playing the remaster. I'm so happy we get these remasters, it's so good. So we put those pipes into place, as you can see, just line them up, obviously the curved one on the corner. Then we're going to jump up here and press this lever. That basically gets this working, so we're going to follow this around. Then we need to do some pretty... This bit can be a little bit dodgy sometimes, like you have to sometimes do a little bit of a spin to win to sort of like get Raziel to get up there properly. Then we're going to crouch, wait until that's at the top, do a high jump, pop across. Watch out for the gap there, because it's quite difficult to see the gap in the railings there. And then I think we're kind of towards the end of this puzzle. I think. So grab this Eldritch Energy power up if you need it. And basically we just need to work our way across here. Nothing too crazy in this area as far as I'm aware. Just jump across to this last one. Drop on down, which basically drops you back at the beginning of the lighthouse again. As you can see, it's now activated and the things are turning. So that's good. Once again, you could set that vampire on fire if you want to. If you're going for the achievement. Or if you just like setting vampires on fire. You know, whatever works for you. And this guy always gets me with a projectile. Right, let's head on up. Okay, so a little bit more to do for the sun glyph. It's just a little cutscene to show you that you've now activated the lighthouse. That's good. Let's go. So head across. Once again, if you want to... I don't know why this is so satisfying. Brilliant. And if you still need the 100 souls, even though it's, for some reason, if the soul is like below Raziel, it takes ages and sometimes gets stuck, like trying to get up. So sometimes it's not always worth sitting there for 10 minutes waiting for the soul, but it's up to you. I always forget this cliff is a bit... It's a bit funky trying to get up this cliff here. Let's see if we can force glyph him again. I'm not too sure if we'll get it, but try it. Brilliant. Never gets old. Never gets old. Okay, cool. So we're going to go in this last door. This is kind of like towards the end of the sun glyph. Watch out for this vampire that's kind of hanging around. Once again, you can set him on fire if you want to. And this just shows us that the sunlight is kind of coming through. So head on over, and then we want to wait until we see the light. Press select, press spectral. Now it locks it in place. And there we go, we've got the sun glyph. So that is that one. We'll bag that. And the achievement Daywalker for getting the sun glyph. Awesome. I think this is the best one in the game, to be totally fair. It absolutely destroys everything. It's great. We don't have full health, so we can't... phase back into the physical. Just going to give that guy the old one too. There we go. I still can't believe how good Raziel looks with his remaster. It's like, it looks absolutely amazing in comparison to what we had before, the PlayStation 1 Raziel. Don't forget you can click in the right thumbstick if you want to play this game in PlayStation 1 graphics. But yeah, it just looks awesome. What a great design. And just a great character design in general. It's just such a unique character design. So good. Okay, so that's the sun glyph. We don't really need much more in this area. So what we're going to do is use the save and then quit and then reload. So we're going to save it on slot 16. Save 16, and then we are going to quit, and then yes, and then load 16 to drop us back in. Then we're going to get some... I think we should head towards another glyph. We've got a fire glyph to get. Let's head towards that. So here we go, and then we're going to go to... I believe it's Raziel's territory, if memory is serving. I'm going to go back to physical. And we've got a pizza slice to grab as well, so let's go grab that pizza slice. Also, video game warriors. I now have my Steam page up for my very own video game that I'm working on called Loki the Lynx, which is a colourful 2D platformer collectathon where you have to go around collecting shiny coins, collecting shiny keys, defeating bosses to complete the game. So if you are into platformer collectathons, then feel free to wishlist that game on Steam. I would massively appreciate it if you do. Thank you. And the game should be out in 2025, fingers crossed, if all goes to plan. I've taught myself how to make video games in 2024, so now I'm making a video game, which is really cool to say. I've wanted to make video games since I was 4 years old, and yeah, here we are. Okay, so we are in Raziel's territory. We've got a pizza slice to grab just up above us here, so let's grab this block. And push it across. We also got the Fire Reaver in a previous episode. So if you've missed the Fire Reaver, make sure to pop back a few episodes and grab that. So we're going to pop that across, go into a Spectral Realm, jump in, grab the pizza slice. There we go. So we got 2 out of 5 on the pizza slices. So that is that. Then we are gonna head to I just think it's cool to have the Fire Reaver. Even though in Soul Reaver 2 he kind of like loses the Fire Reaver, I think there was the original plan for this game was to implement all of the different elemental Reavers into Soul Reaver 1, but I think it was like over scope for the game, so they just kind of was like, yeah, let's just put that in Soul Reaver 2. Anyway, so we've got the pizza slice, then we're going to head down to here. Also, what's quite cool there is the Fire Reaver goes into the standard Reaver when you enter water. So we're going to go into this water and then just go straight forward. There is a way to go, I think it's to the right, but don't go that way, just go straight forward in that little intersection area over there. And then we are gonna head up here, and this is a really good place to farm stealth kills. So if you haven't got 10 stealth kills just yet, what we're going to do is pick up this weapon here just against the wall and then head towards this door over here. Head on in, and there's 2 vampires in here and they respawn every single time as long as you've already defeated them, and then you exit the room and then you re-enter the room again. The 2 vampires will always respawn, so this is the perfect spot to farm the stealth kills. So what you want to do is stealth up to this guy, hold down RB. When you get close enough, hold down Y to get the stealth kill, so that's classed as a stealth kill there. If you also need to grab the 100 soul absorbs, then make sure to absorb the soul as well. Sometimes you can do this without the second enemy aggroing you. Although this time this guy has aggro, so what we're going to do is just take him out. So make sure that they're both defeated either way, either by stealth, or if one aggroes, then make sure to just defeat him. And then what we want to do is head back out the room, and you'll notice that we've got 2 weapons as well. So wait for the door to close, go back in again, and the 2 vampires will respawn. We head back across. You've got your second weapon there. That's the second weapon. Is if you can do this and the other one doesn't aggro you. So keep on holding down RB. There we go, we're still holding down RB, which is sneak. So that time we haven't aggroed the second one, so what we'll do there is sneak back so we can get 2 in one session here. So sneak back, grab the secondary weapon that we brought in, get another stealth kill, and absorb the soul if you still need to absorb. And then what we need to do is put the weapons back over there because we need them kind of like ready to use for the next farm. So we're just throwing that against the wall, head back out again, wait for the door to close, head back in again, and as long as you've defeated both vampires, they both will be back in that position again. So head on back, hold down sneak. Once again, try and ideally don't aggro the second one, so you don't want to get too close, but sometimes you can't help it, the second one sometimes does aggro. So there we go, we absorb the soul, keep on sneaking, make sure you keep holding down RB, sneak back across, grab the second weapon that we brought in, sneak back over again, and just keep on rinsing and repeating this process. Essentially, absorb the soul. We should be close to 100 souls by this point, surely. Put the weapons back, grab the secondary weapon, head back out, and keep on rinsing and repeating this until you get the pop-up. I believe it's 10 stealth kills that you require, so just keep doing this for as long as you need to until you eventually get the stealth kill pop-up. Back up, hold down sneak, Stealth kill. Absorb the soul. Keep on sneaking backwards until we get the other weapon. Grab that. You can drop this other weapon like anywhere roughly around this area, really. You could drop it just behind this guy if you wanted to. There we go. Grab the weapons. Pop them back into place. There we go. And head back out. And I believe this should be the last one. We've got a couple of stealth kills earlier in the walkthrough, so we shouldn't really be too far off getting the pop-up, so this should really be it. Hold down stealth. Get the first one. Keep on holding down RB. Absorb the soul. There we go. Grab the second one. And there we go. That is that. And then what we need to do next is whip this crank. And then instantly press select and then spectral realm. Because this door will start to close. So what we need to do is just spectral that really quickly before the door starts to close. Head back through. Going to get this crank here. There we go. That is that. So pop that door open with that crank. And we need to have the Fire Reaver to complete this as well. So if you haven't got the Fire Reaver already, then pop back a few episodes to grab that. I think we got it in the Drowned Abbey episode, which is the one where you get the achievement, which is don't get your feet wet achievement. So if you still need the Fire Reaver, make sure to watch the Drowned Abbey episode where we get the Fire Reaver just after the Rahab fight. Okay, so that is that. I think what we need to do is spectral, I believe it is. Yeah, so we're going to head on up. Just doing high jumps here. Yeah, so we got the Fire Reaver in the Drowned Abbey section. That was a bit rude. Just knocked us down. Ideally, I want to take this guy out before we sort of like go up there, but I think he's designed to kind of try and we'll just go for the projectile because he wasn't really playing ball there, was he? He was just kind of waiting out of reach. But yeah, check out the Drowned Abbey section if you need the Fire Reaver. I believe we got the Fire Reaver in that episode. We defeated Rahab. We got glyph energy upgrade on that as well. But either way, you will need the Fire Reaver here. So we're going to grab that and then just pop the Reaver across. And yeah, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, in Soul Reaver 2, Raziel doesn't have the Fire Reaver. Although he keeps his other abilities that he gets in Soul Reaver 1, such as like swimming and climbing walls and stuff. But Soul Reaver 2 is basically all about getting different elemental Reavers and then using them to sort of like work your way through dungeons and stuff. And the elemental Reavers kind of like lock you out from certain areas. Okay, cool. So this is the fire glyph. We're pretty much at the end of this section. Just going to head over here, press this. There we go. Make sure to grab it. That's the achievement for the fire glyph, and we also got an achievement for all glyphs. So that's every single glyph in the game. Congratulations. All glyphs. The fire glyph is also really, really good. It's probably one of my favourites. It's not, I think the sun one is probably my favourite, and fire is second favourite, I would say. So basically that is that. What we probably should do is save. I don't think we need anything else in this section as far as memory serves. So we're going to save over 17. Like so. Save 17. Then we're going to quit. Yes. Load. Load 17. So that's all the glyphs. And next, I think we need to head to the next kind of like dungeon. Well, I call it dungeon because it's from like Zelda, but so to get there, I think the best way is probably Abyss Gate, and then we'll go through here at Lake of the Dead. Also, we did get it in a previous episode, but I just want to mention, before we defeat the next boss, make sure to get the Ariel hint. Although we did get it in one of the previous episodes, but if you haven't got the Ariel hint, the recent one, then make sure to pop back and grab it just over that section there. Once again, we still need to work our way towards 100 soul absorbs, so make sure to be farming those as we go. And don't forget, you got achievements for jumping into the Lake of the Dead here, and also throwing that vampire in the lake that we got a little bit earlier. So we're going to head on over. And what we need to do here is just jump on down, and then do the hold down left trigger, and then press jump to get the high jump there. Let's head forward. Also, video game warriors, let me know if you want me to do Soul Reaver 2. You let me know in the comments, and we'll go from there. I'm not too sure if I'll be doing Soul Reaver 2 stuff. Maybe just Soul Reaver 1. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, if you just let me know in the comments if you want me to cover Soul Reaver 2 as well. Okay, so here we are going to grab a warp gate over here. Also, video game warriors, if you enjoy this video, and if you're enjoying this video series and stuff, then do pop the video a like. I massively appreciate it. Feel free to share the video with anyone that might find it useful. I know it's a little bit cheesy for YouTubers to ask for likes and stuff, but it makes a massive difference to the YouTube video, and it massively supports me and allows me to keep creating YouTube videos, so thank you so much. So we activate this warp gate, and then we are kind of ready for the next dungeon. So I think what we shall do there, video game warriors, is wrap that one up. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.